Okay, this video is for a what's going on in this connection video between a Libra and an Aquarius. This is an already established connection. So if you happen to be a Libra or Aquarius and hear this, it could apply to you, but it would be in a already established connection. And we're just pulling to see what the eclipse energy is going to be bringing for the next 6 months. Any of the tarot readings that I do right now are going to be pulled under this energy of the eclipse that's happening, eclipse season that's happening right now. And it'll last for about 6 months. So this is about a 6-month spread. So I started off here. This is the Libra, okay? This is the Aquarius, and this is the outcome of both of the connection together. I started off with what's going on in the past, meaning like what has this person already dealt with and healed, okay? And then what are they dealing with in the present, as in when they first met this other person. This is about a 2-month relationship, so this is very new. So the present had been like, what energy were they currently in when they met this person, and it's continuing now. This is the immediate future. What did the solar eclipse just bring for this person, and what is hurting them or helping them? Or what do they need to, what is this energy doing to them? What is this shift happening? And then what is happening in the next 6 months of the relationship? Okay, so let's start with the past for each person. Again, when I pulled this very much, I was pulling this as the Libra and this is the Aquarius. However, the energies can change. So if I'm reading it and you're listening to this and you're like, oh my gosh, this is totally the Aquarius and this is the Libra, that could happen, okay? But I'm going to call it like this is the female person, this is the male, okay? So in the past here, it's really interesting because they got similar cards there in the past. So healing from the past, basically there was some kind of illusion or fantasy when it came to relationships. So you were wanting, I'm saying you is the Libra, by the way. So you were wanting something, it's like you had this fantasy, maybe like from childhood, of what like marriage and family life would be like. And it's like you keep trying to achieve that, but you keep missing it. You keep missing the mark. Or you keep thinking that you have it, but it turns out that that's not it. Okay? And you're having to heal that. So, and that it's very much going to come up next. So that's what your soul has been working on healing this last year. In 2022, the transits and conjunctions that were happening in the planets, specifically for you, there was a lot of this being brought up. So this is like letting go of a fantasy from childhood almost is what it feels like, okay? Now for him, it was very similar. You even got some of the exact same cards, okay? But so it was the same for him. He had this vision of what the happy family married life would be like, and he's trying to achieve that. The difference here, whereas yours was more of like you were self-deluding yourself, like oh, thinking that somebody is the one when they aren't. In this case, he was trying in situation where it was just like he should have given up hope. It was there was either there was conflict or there should have been conflict and it was never spoken about. But he kind of saw himself as like a person that could fix it with anyone, type of an energy. And it was because both of you guys were trying for this. All right, so you got the same card. It's the 10 of Cups in both cases. So both of you guys kind of have this like vision. Okay, so he's got the sun with it. You know, he's got this vision of like, this is the happily ever after. And you've got the 6 of Cups with it, which is like you've had this vision from childhood, okay? But yours comes with illusion. Okay, so in your case, you thought that people were the one and they just weren't. Okay, in his case, he comes with conflict either spoken about or not spoken about, that he thought he could fix. Okay, so he comes with a very strong fixer energy, which is a codependency trait. So let's go on to the present. So in the present, because the universe has really been working on this illusion for you, or this delusion, the energy that you were in the present when you met this person was one of trying to make your own dreams come true. Okay, so this is the Nine of Cups twice. So the Nine of Cups is like where you take charge and you become the fulfiller of your own dreams. You become the answer to your own happiness. You become your own joy, okay? So it's kind of very similar to the Nine of Pentacles, which is the single independent woman card, but it's not necessarily a single independent woman. It just means that you're giving your own self. There was a lot of, when you met this person, you were in the process of doing a lot of self-care, a lot of self-healing, a lot of giving your, instead of looking outside of yourself for joy, you were very much seeking from within. On top of that, you were learning to be more stable financially. So in this more financial stability, then it was almost in the lesson, it was like it's more that you have a better place to give from. Not just financial security for its own sake, but more of a, like, you have a more stronger foundation that you're now in, so that you can better give, you're in a better position to give. Okay, so that was the energy that you were in when you met this person, and you're going to be continuing to be in that energy right now in the present moment. Now, his energy was interesting, okay, because he's got the Devil, okay, on top of the root chakra, but he's also got balance here. Okay, so basically, there's some kind of root desires that he was struggling with, some kind of either addiction or toxicity or codependence issues, but he was in the process of finding balance with that and trying to point himself in the right direction. Okay, so you've got desire here with the root chakra, and you've got this Devil energy, but this is where he is. Okay, so he was turning away from this and looking towards a better, trying to get into this energy. Okay, so he was looking away from this towards this angel of balance. Okay, and this is the direction where he was going. Okay, so both of you guys, when you met, were in this real positive energy. Okay, your energies matched, is what I'm saying. You're in the same frequency. Both of you, neither one is perfect. Okay, but both people were very much into working on themselves and trying to be in a better place. Both these people, the Libra and the Aquarius, are what I would call more aware. Some people are more aware than others. Both of these are, I think, pretty aware souls. And they're both, neither perfect, but they're both trying to work on themselves. All right, so let's look at the energy of the eclipse, okay? This is what the eclipse just brought in and is going to continue to bring in, okay? So this is the immediate future. It's like now and immediate future. So this is in the next couple of months. The eclipse energy does last for 6 months. So this is what, and this isn't necessarily with the connection. This is with each individual. Okay. So this Libra person has a choice. The Libra person is going to have some kind of inner conflict, but you're going to be seeing really clearly. Okay, that also just happened in the planets as well. I forgot which conjunction it is off the top of my head, but it would have started in October, where you're starting to see things really clearly. This is going to aid you in this situation. Okay. It does come up like a conflict. It does come up like a choice where you think that you're going to have to take immediate action. Okay, I would warn you on this just because Mars is in retrograde. And I know we literally just talked about this. And I was like, oh, Mars in retrograde isn't going to give you that much of a problem because you're a Libra. And Mars is retrograde in Gemini, so that's actually a trine. However, because Mars is in retrograde, I would worry about rushing into something, particularly if you're feeling like a lot of conflict may arise. And I am not talking about the relationship here. I could be talking about a job, for example. I could be talking, it's something that came into you. Okay. So let's talk about what's helping you or hurting you. And maybe you'll have more idea as to what this is. I'm putting this one down here for a reason. Okay. So first of all, the problem is that, well, it's not a problem. What's happening to you is a rebirth. Okay. So you're getting a rebirth, but in order for you to get this rebirth, you have to walk away from something. So that's where this conflict is. What you're walking away from has something to do with a community that you're currently connected to. And there could also be a legal battle or some kind of unjust thing, like something just really was effed up. Like unjust, not right. That kind of energy may have happened. But this would have been some kind of, it could be with friend. This is not talking about this relationship. I want to make that clear, because if it was, we'd have different cards here. This is talking about either a friendship or a community of people, or something where, your skills, it would have been something that you were using your skills at, and they were taken advantage of in some kind of way. This is going to spark this rebirth that needs to happen. This rebirth happens after you walk away from whatever this is. All right. So let's look at what's helping you. One of the things that's part of your rebirth is a bit of a transformation. Okay. So, and that's not surprising because the solar eclipse is causing transformation in all of us. But particularly with the people that have they're in the higher frequencies, which I know you are. So, this is interesting. Okay. So this is a balance in between the masculine energies inside of you and the feminine energies inside of you. You're growing in your power. Particularly in your more masculine power. Some of this that you were doing here actually helped you grow more in your masculine power. This is a feeling that you get when it's like a hopelessness and helplessness feeling, but you're learning to come into a center into yourself when you're feeling this energy into a more solidly masculine energy is the only way that I can describe it. But you're more assertive in handling this conflict. Okay, so whatever has to happen here, it happens by you standing up for yourself and just instead of letting things unfold as where you don't have any control, you're taking control of the situation and you're possibly cutting ties with something over here. And so see this is the energy that you get into. Okay, do you see what this man looks like? This is the energy that you get into. So some kind of conflict arises. It causes you to have a choice. Okay, and that choice you're going to see this really, really clearly. So something happens that's effed up, that's unfair or unjust, but you're going to see that for what it is. Even if somebody's trying to manipulate you, you're going to see through that. You're going to feel this energy because this is going to be natural, but you're You're moving away from that. This is the more feminine energy, and this is the more masculine energy, and you're getting temperance between the two. So you're blending the feminine and the masculine energy. You're getting into this energy here to tell whatever this group of people or community or friendship or whatever this is, you're going to tell them what's up. Okay, this causes a rebirth for you. That rebirth is gaining in your masculine energy, which is going to help you in your present stuff that you're dealing with as far as getting more stability, possibly in your physical world. All right, let's look at what the solar energy is bringing the Aquarius. And like I said, this may not have anything to do with each other. That's going to be in this reading. Okay, so solar energy. Look at that. All right, so he's got a completion of a cycle and a complete make. This is a level up. All right, so first of all, there is also something that he has to walk away from. So both of you guys are walking away from something. He's got to let go of, but for him, it may be an energy instead of an act. So in your case, I think it's an actual person or group of people or job or something like that. So you're walking away from something that's actually in the physical world, whereas his is more in the energetic world of something that he's letting go of, okay? So the solar eclipse has brought him a teacher. Yes, this teacher could be the Libra. That is possible. It could also be somebody else, okay? But this teacher helps him. What he's got to let go of is something that's in his head. And when he does let go of it, this is what brings him the victory that he wants. The victory that he wants is not this. The victory that he wants is this. Okay, this is the victory that he wants in life, but it's been escaping him, and that cycle may be over. Like he may be ready to finally claim this victory. Okay, let's look at what we're dealing with here. All right, so here's the problem. So he has a very strong, he's already in this energy, okay? So he has a very strong leadership, like visionary, independent energy. He relies a lot on his wits, and he thinks he knows the answers. That's actually part of the problem. What's helping him is this teacher is destiny. Okay, so this cycle that he's ending here, it's destined to happen to him. So he is this fate is stepping in. I believe that fate is stepping in with this teacher. What's good on his part is he has a lot of patience. And he has a lot of appreciation. He has the ability to look at the good side of things, and always kind of see the silver lining type of a outlook, which is good. But basically, he's also going through a transformation. Okay, so you're going through a rebirth. He's going through a leveling up. Also, Aquarius has been in, Saturn has been in Aquarius for the past 2 years. So all the Aquariuses are on this level up journey. Okay, so Aquarius moves into Pisces in March and starts messing with those of us that are Pisces, but it's been messing with Aquarius for 2 years now. As it's on the downside, which the energy will be in this eclipse, he's now at the end of all of that cosmic fuckery, and he's coming on to a new level. So, every 7 years, you go up to a new level. He's leveling up, okay? So there's part of his leveling up, which is happening in the solar eclipse, has to do with him opening up about truths about himself, which is what this teacher is going to show him. So this teacher is going to show him things about himself, and he is learning to be humble. He is learning to be a good listener, and he is learning to open his mind to this, to seeing some of his flaws, possibly. And this causes a level up in him. All right. And like I said, you could be the teacher, but it could also not be you. It could be, a coworker. It could be, because we could be talking about work for all I know. And it's, that's just something he's going through, some kind of leveling up process where he's having to be more humble, or learning to be more humble, being open-minded and learning to be a good listener, about, how others perceive him. All right, so let's look at the connection. So first of all, we do have the Lovers came up. So this is a fated connection. This is a romantic connection. The connection, I believe the word you used was synergy, and I would say that that's certainly accurate. This is a romantic connection. It has a lot of chemistry, a lot of synergy. Everything is there. The stars are lining up for it. In the next 6 months, it's about strengthening the bonds, okay? So the relationship's growing, and it's strengthening in bonds, but it's growing through conflict and hurt. So there will be a lot of conversations, and a lot of conflict and a lot of hurt in the next 6 months. And through that, the relationship gains strength. So whereas in some cases conflict and hurt is a bad thing, not necessarily so in this next 6 months of this particular relationship. And I think there's a lot of reasons for that. First of all, both of you guys are more aware than your average Joe. Also, both of you guys are going through some kind of transformation process at the moment in the next 6 months. So you're having a rebirth. You're getting a different energy overhaul. He's having an entire level up process. Those are huge transformational things that are both of you guys are simultaneously having in the next 6 months while you're growing in connection to each other. So that would explain why you'd have a lot of hurt and conflict that's going to come up in this relationship. But it's not a bad thing. It's strengthening you, okay? So you've got strength twice. You've got strength over the conflict. You've got the Lovers card, okay, which is the card that you want to pull. And you've got strengthening bonds, specifically in talking about, this is in the physical as well, okay? So this is in the spiritual, and this is in the physical. So this relationship is growing in strength in the 3D and in the 5D. It's just, there's going to be a lot of communication and probably some difficult conversations. But it's going to, for him, it's completely fated. So it's part of his fated journey. This also shows that the relationship is fated. So it's going to be a process for both of you guys to become better versions of yourselves, for yourselves, but also for each other. So that's pretty promising. I hope you like your reading.